Hey, what's going on? My name is Henry Ner. Or you could just call me Tom, but I spell mine with an H. Anyway, you're watching Next Level Productions. Don't you click that mouse. My name's Thomas Ian Nicholas. Thank you for watching.
I am here at Iowa.
Where are we?
We're at Iowa Wizard World in Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa, aren't we?
Yes, Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah, Des Moines, Iowa. And I'm standing here with 10. 10 is Thomas Ian Nicholas, and you may notice him from the American Pie series, from Rookie of the Year, to where he throws a 100-mile baseball, and by breaking his arm and stuff, and hopefully it's not broken anymore. Anyways, how are you doing?
I'm good. My arm feels good.
Your arm?
I don't have the fastball anymore, but it feels good.
Right. So, I heard that you're helping produce a movie, right? And you want to tell us about that movie?
Yeah, it's called Handbook for Mortals, and it's a best-selling book right now that I will be helping to produce the film version. It's written by Lanny Sarum, and she adapted the book from her own screenplay, as I'm sure she may have told you. And if everything goes according to plan, a lot of moving parts, it should be starting into principal photography before the end of the year.
Right. So you've been in some awesome movies. You've been successful you've been blessed, actually, like an angel. And you've been in Rookie of the Year. You've been in American Pie. You've been in so many movies. What do you have going on now besides working on movies?
I mean, besides the films that I'm producing, which the most recent one that came out was called Living Among Us.
Yeah.
It was released by Sony and Vision Films. I'm producing 2 more and starring in them as well. I start one in a couple of weeks called Adverse, followed by another one called Strange Ones. And yeah, outside of that, I'm playing shows with my band and doing a lot of Comic-Cons, especially Wizard World. And then at home, I'm just a dad. So,
a dad, yeah, that's good. So, like, for first-time viewers, what kind of music do you play? How'd you get into music in the first place?
I started playing guitar when I was about 14, and there was always a guitar kind of sitting in the corner of my place that was my mom's, and I just kind of didn't really ever pay attention to it until like Nirvana was big on the scene, and then Kurt Cobain died, and one of my friends like did a week of silence in junior high school, and I was like, wow, he was not very like committed to schoolwork, but he was committed to this like week of silence, and he got in tons of trouble, and he was like in this band. I don't know, and somehow like the guitar just sort of, I noticed it sitting in the corner of my place.
Right.
So I learned a few chords, and a friend of mine was learning guitar at the same time, and so we traded books. I had a Green Day book, he had a Nirvana book, and then we switched, and we were learning tabs, and I started taking guitar lessons. And then when I'm sitting on set in my trailer, like in between takes and setups and things, I spent all my time playing guitar. I probably played the guitar 3 hours a day, every day for the first 2 years.
Wow.
To get to the point where I, wanted to make an album, and I made my first album when I was 17. You'll never hear it. I didn't really start touring until about 10 years ago. That was when I finally kind of found my sound. I did a few albums and EPs that I shelved because they weren't quite what I wanted. And then when I finally, discovered the sound that I liked, I started touring around. So since that time, I've released 6 albums and played about 600 shows in about, I don't know, maybe something like 12 countries or something like that.
Right, okay. And how can people find your music?
My stuff's all online. pretty much on every available online platform, whatever suits your fancy. But I think the most popular ones, of course, are iTunes and Spotify. Got music videos on YouTube, but there's a bunch of other ones as well. I mean, there's like when I'm clicking on the list of like distribution, I click every button, so I don't even know the names of all of them. But if you search Thomas Nicholas Band on Google, you can find your player of choice.
Right. People notice you from Rookie of the Year. So, are you gonna be doing another Rookie of the Year soon, or is there gonna be part 2, part 3, part 4, a series like YouTube Red and stuff like that, like they're doing with other TV shows?
I guess anything is possible. I have been since 2016 approaching Fox and the main producer of Rookie of the Year about a long-awaited sequel. It seems like people that like the movie would really dig that. So far, I don't really have their approval, but I have a never give up attitude, so I'm gonna, keep on it and see what I can do to change their mind.
Right. And you played on American Pie. A lot of people know that, the franchise. Hopefully that comes back for another one. Do you talk to any of your fellow castmates still, or on any movie whatsoever?
Yeah, I mean, I see some of my fellow castmates from the American Pie franchise at Comic-Cons. Shannon and Mina and Tara and Chris Owen we've all done some Comic-Con events over the last year. Next year's the 20th anniversary, so I was going to kind of take it upon myself to reach out to some of the other cast to see if anyone would be interested in doing some events. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Right, hopefully this video will help. If somebody watches it from American Pie, a big American Pie fan, be like, okay, time to do another one, reunion. So pretty much everybody can check Thomas out on Twitter too. He plays in a lot of different places that he goes to Wizard World on. And do you want to say anything to your fans?
Just thank you for watching. I mean, if people didn't watch the things that I create, I wouldn't get to do the things that I do. So it's a mutually beneficial relationship. So thank you.
One other thing is that I forgot to ask you. We know how you got started with acting, but who do you look for inspiration? I mean, through guidance. I can do this. I want to do it, and there you go.
Well, I mean, it's often been said that you need to follow in the footsteps of greatness. Sort of shoot for the stars, land on the mountaintop. So, unbeknownst to them, I definitely strive after some of my favorite actors that I consider character leads, like Gary Oldman or Daniel Day-Lewis, people that really sort of, delve far into their character, almost to the point of being unrecognizable, and just really embody the person that they're portraying. So I strive to do that with the roles that I have.
Right on. That sounds good. Well, everybody check out Mr. Rookie of the Year, and be sure to come to Wizard World and say hi. All right.
Right on. Thank you.
All right.